HighGuard. I talked about HighGuard. I love it. I love these. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just like would it be fair to categorize me as a angry misanthrope who just enjoys seeing the suffering of others? Because if so, that would definitely explain why I love seeing games like this crash and burn after 2 months. Oh, what? You raised an entire dev team of thousands of people, and you spent tens of millions of dollars over several years of their lives put into this product, and then they launch it like a ship's first voyage, and it just immediately fucking sinks off the coast. Oh, tragedy. It's actually kind of remarkable to think about the amount of human suffering that's probably related when these games fail. I know some or even most of the people there are going to be code monkeys, and they're just making a product and they're getting a paycheck. But a lot of them, they saw making video games as like this dream job, and their dream is that they want to be a part of making something really special that they remember when they were 13 or whatever, and they were playing their favorite game. They're playing Halo, and how many hours they sank into Halo, and they're like, I want to make something that's so fucking cool that everybody talks about it. All the kids at school talk about it. They meet up after school and they play their game together, and that's it. It's HighGuard. It's going to be awesome. It's got all their favorite shit in it. It's going to be super successful. And then you start getting nervous because you start hearing some problems, and then you hear the reaction to the trailer, and you're like, oh no. And then after several years of working around the clock to make this thing that you had high hopes for, gone. 2 months. 2 months HighGuard lasted, following in the steps of Concord, a game that lasted, I think, less than 2 weeks. And what? uh, I guess it's a magnitude of what? What's the difference between 2 weeks and 2 months? Four. It lasted 4 times longer. Um. So there's another one. It's called Marathon. I don't even know what the fuck Marathon is. I honestly, I saw some game footage of HighGuard. I watched the number one streamer for this game on Twitch when it came out was a Brazilian tranny with 200 viewers. I'm not joking. That's true. And it's literally like a Arc Raiders extraction looter, but sort of like um Apex Legends and how it plays. And you also can spawn a horse under yourself like it's World of Warcraft, because they have to be able to sell mounts to people too. And then apparently it's like 3v3. So it's like the most bizarre mashup of hero shooter and looter extraction ever. And yeah, it looks ugly. It's just like they have no clear vision for this except market trends, which is why it failed, because Arc Raiders is like the most popular game on Steam right now that's not Counter-Strike or Dota. And obviously that's going to win. And if you want to play a hero shooter, you have so many options. So like it could appeal to possibly nobody. And the numbers are so low. What's weird though, and this is a point that somebody made that in the thread that I found really insightful, because back in the day when a MMORPG came out, and uh it had its peak and then it fell to the wayside, like Maple Story. Let's do Maple Story. Maple Story, it would be ridiculous to say that Maple Story is anywhere near its peak. I'm sure it's at like less than a thousandth of what it was back in the day. But Maple Story is still around. You can boot up Maple Story and you can play Maple Story OG, and it's exactly like how the game was when you were a kid. And the reason why is that it costs almost nothing to manage a service like this. You got to have like two people pushing out some content. You got to have like one guy that knows how the servers work. Could probably be one of the two people that push out the fucking content. And then you have to have like an accountant. Like you can have a skeleton crew, and then the servers that were playing that you bought when you were running the game in 2008 are going to be the same servers that can run the game in 2026, right? Um, I mean, it's probably much cheaper. You could probably manage, the old days traffic on much fewer servers today, and that only couple calls costs a couple $1,000s. So you already have that infrastructure, you have the people, and it doesn't cost anything to keep collecting that paycheck. It's still profitable, so next time keeps it around. What's weird about this is that you built this game, you spent tens of millions of dollars into it, and then you shut it down in 2 months. And the only reason that can make sense is that 100% of this game was scaffolded on something like AWS, which is a service by Amazon, and that's how Amazon undercuts brick and mortar businesses. They don't need a profit margin because their profits come directly from the U.S. government leasing AWS and big enterprise companies leasing AWS. So instead of having like servers that you like buy and manage and put into like a data center that people play on, they rely entirely on AWS. And therefore, it's completely impossible for them to keep this product they invested tens of millions of dollars into online because they lose money just from keeping it online. Whereas back in the day, if you wanted to host a game, you would buy a server, you install the software on it, and then you have a server. It costs, $1,000 a month for your cage in a data center. Your server's already bought. You don't have to rebuy it. So the entire structure from the ground up for HighGuard and all these new games is fundamentally rotten. Nobody in these companies even knows how to set up the network or the computers that it runs on. They have to lean on AWS because that's what they're used to. They literally can't do what they did back in the day when they set up a game like this. And that orientates kind of when Steam or TF2 first started doing crates and cosmetics and stuff, they own their servers, obviously. So they make tons of fucking money. But then the entire scheme kind of like did this in reverse, where now it's like we expect to make tons of fucking money from these crates and shit. And we're going to push this out as fast as we can on AWS, but then that puts the horse before the cart. And now you have, $50,000 month to month AWS fees for something that's not going to make any money. So they have to shut it down like immediately to like not go completely bankrupt and lose everything. It's a really interesting shift in technology, broader technology, not just video game stuff, where it's like, RuneScape is still around. I'm sure it makes decent money. It recently got bought out by a Chinese company, but it's like, I'm sure that they have all their servers still. I'm sure that they have MapleStory has all their fucking servers, and they can stay up for 20 years because they don't have to pay Jeff Bezos for the privilege. Anyways, yeah, put the cart before the horse. You know what the fuck I mean. Okay, I can speak broken sentences with broken English, and you'll know exactly what I mean because my audience and I are completely in sync. Oh, by the way, the funniest thing about this is they say this is our final update, and we're going to close down on March 12th. But the team is excited to release one final game update to enjoy in remaining life of the game. We will be adding a new character, new weapon, account level progression, and skill trees. So your game has a mortality of 10 days after this is launched, and you're going to add account level progression. I should have I think you have to. Oh, it's a free game. I was thinking I should do like a thing, but I figured it wouldn't be funny enough to justify it. Like the speedrun community should try to max out their characters. Like if a bunch of people from like a speedrunning Discord say, I gotta get the max level in HighGuard before it fucking collapses. I thought that would be funny, but it didn't happen. Okay, as far as I know, maybe there'll be a post after it closes like who got the highest level in HighGuard, and there will be like you Reddit Troon 42, and he'll be like, I got to level 41% before I gave up.